Marvel fans, what is up? It's your boy Armand here for E equals MCU, and you know what time it is. We got the surprise drop trailer for Ms.Marvel a few days ago, and I wanted to make a video just kind of, giving my thoughts on it, some things that I noticed, and mainly some stuff that I've noticed that I haven't really heard too many people talk about, or really anybody in some instances. So, I just want to add my 2 cents to the pot, if you will, with everything that's going on in regards to this trailer. But first, I just kind of want to give my opinion and thoughts on it. The trailer actually surprised me. I wasn't expecting to. I didn't really know how to feel about this particular IP and project that they were doing once it was announced. I didn't know. I knew it wouldn't be necessarily geared towards me or my age bracket. So it's like I kind of understood that. But what made it intriguing to me was how they were going to handle it. There's complications with this IP, so it was very intriguing to me from that standpoint. Now, given that, from seeing the trailer now, I'm actually intrigued even more because it looks like it'll be good. Although, like I said, not necessarily geared towards me. It's not gonna probably be my favorite, but it's funny because like she reminds me of my daughter. The character, now she's portrayed by Iman Vellani here, and I think that she captures essence to it that makes the character very likable. I think they did a good job with the casting on that. I think they got a good crew behind this, and ultimately I have to trust in Feige in his vision for this project. So I do think that they may be biting off more than they can chew as a whole, just as far as 4 movies, 4 TV shows a year. That might be a little much, I think, for them, and we may start seeing some cracks or some chinks in the armor. But ultimately, I do think that this was a good trailer. I love how they did the Scott Pilgrim versus the world kind of thing with it, which makes it kind of weird that they chose to go that way, but then they changed her power set, and I'll get to that in a second. First, I did want to point out on this shirt, a lot of people have been talking about what does it say on the shirt. It says "Get Information," almost like information, but like "Get Information," and it has the 3 Avengers on there. And that's a reference to the Beyonce song of "Get Information." So I put a picture up on the screen just so for those who may not have recognized that. Now in the shirt, she had the Wasp and I believe Valkyrie and Captain Marvel. My question to that is, how does she even know that they're Avengers? Because they were in Avengers for that long, and if it's not my understanding, Captain Marvel came along after the blip, which we don't know if this character was blipped or not. I'm assuming not, because she knows who she is. So that's just something to point out. That's just something I noticed, but that's what her character, her character is a fangirl, so to speak, of these characters, especially Captain Marvel. So it makes sense. I like where they're going with it. I like how they explained it. I like the aesthetics. To me, some people say it looks cheap. I don't know about necessarily looking cheap, but I think it looks for what it is. It is very Disney Junior-ish. Now, in this picture, you can see the bracelet that gives her power. I would recommend go over to Trinity and 2nd Street Marvel. He has a video and a theory on how all of that lines up to how it's all connected to Shang-Chi and how it's connected to the Eternals. It's a very interesting theory. I recommend going over to his channel and checking that out. Also, Chillmonger, he had suggested going to see Chillmonger's channel, as Chillmonger is a big Ms. Marvel fan, and he explains a lot as well as far as what's going on and just with his thoughts, just actually from being a fan of the comic and how they've changed the power set and some things. But my thought on it with the power set change is they've obviously done this as a result of the Marvels and Captain Marvel. Okay, Captain Marvel 2 was announced, and it was Captain Marvel 2, and as Nia DaCosta has been working on this, it suddenly changed to the Marvels. Now I see that as a good thing, because what I think is going on here is she's going to spotlight and highlight specifically Iman Vellani's Ms. Marvel, and also Spectrum, who was the original Captain Marvel, who we saw in WandaVision. Now, my theory on those powers is, it's funny to me how they change her powers, and if you look at the color of the power set, it's the same color as Spectrum's, or I don't even know if they called her Spectrum in WandaVision, but Monica Rambeau, her colors, the colors of their powers are the same. And they although they showed her origin of getting the powers, they never really explained where these powers are coming from. And the fact that they are very related to Captain Marvel's powers, I'm thinking there's going to be some sort of relation there. And in the scene where you can see in this trailer for Ms. Marvel, when she clicks the bands and the color comes on, she kind of comes over to this different world. And from my understanding, her power set is where she's pulling her in the comics, her embiggening powers, that she's pulling it from multiverses, in a sense, from different versions of her to pull, to be able to stretch and whatnot. And it looks like they're actually explaining that in that scene where she kind of flips, where they do the camera flip and she's like in the alternate, has the alternate color and alternate reality. So I think that's what's going on in that particular picture, or in that particular shot. I think they're going to explain all that. Now, the reason why I'm making this video and what I really wanted to get to in this is they're changing her power set, but I still think she's an Inhuman. And it may not come up until the end of this, or it may be throughout. I don't know. But there's a shot here where you could kind of see what I think is the Terrigen Mist, and that having some sort of explanation as to what's going on with her powers when she's learning. And it sounds like something that, the family knows. It's funny because I believe Marvel released this trailer because of the popularity of Turning Red, and I think they're trying to capitalize on that momentum. And it's kind of funny because this is like the Marvel Studios version of Turning Red, and I think it might be the same as in that movie, as where Kamala's family knows about this power or whatnot, and it's something that they explain to her or help her with or something. So that's my thought on it, and I think they may go into explaining the whole Inhumans aspect of it, and I think that they may do the Inhumans now because of the rumors of Anson Mount returning in his role as a multiverse version of Black Bolt. So it seems like they're not going around it, and as far as explaining it and not saying that she's an Inhuman or not. So but that's all I had on this, man. Really, there's a ton of other breakdown videos and Easter eggs and stuff. I am not a huge Ms. Marvel stan, so I can't really go into the Ms. Marvel lore of everything that's going on in this. But those are my thoughts on it, just from what I've seen as in this case, a normie of that trailer. So let me know down in the comment section if you guys agree with it, if you like it, don't like it, how you feel about this trailer, just in general, and are you excited for this series? And until next time, man, I'm out, guys. Peace.